Hey guys, welcome back to The Bright Side. Macy here, The Bright Side Girl, and today is the start of Randomathon Round 2, Day 1. Randomathon is my readathon that changes themes every time we do it. This is round 2 for 2025. This round is all themed around flowers and gardens. So this is day 1. It is 8 a.m. on Monday morning. I'm getting ready to head out the door to go to work, so I wanted to pop in, check in with you guys real quick. I am able to listen to audiobooks while I'm at work, so I think what I'm going to start with is The Edge of In Between by Lorelei Severin. I think this is middle grade, or it could just be like younger YA. This is like a slightly spooky secret garden retelling. I'm picking this one because A, it sounds great, also because it's only an 8-hour audiobook, which will take me about 4 to 5 hours to listen to, and I think I can complete that in my workday pretty easily. So we're going to start with this on audiobook. I will start my physical book later, and I have plans in place to make sure that I finish at least one physical book during the readathon. We'll talk about that a little bit later. I'll link the announcement for this readathon up in the cards in case you want to check it out. We have 12 reading challenges, but you can kind of pick and choose which ones you want to do to create your little flower bouquet. So I'll try to remember to talk about those as I like finish up books and everything like that. And yeah, I got my little flower shirt on today. We're gonna head out the door. I won't check in with you until way later. I'm not sure how long I'm gonna be working today, but it'll probably be after 5 or 6 before I get a chance to check back in. But happy day 1, and I will see you soon. It's 7:30 p.m. I hope you enjoyed that little tour of my parents' property. I was there, so I went around and like found videos and pictures of all the flowers that are currently blooming. When you look at it like outside all at once, it doesn't feel like a lot, but then I went like hunting and there were so many. There were even some I didn't show you guys. I think I'm gonna do that throughout the readathon. Like I'll show you the ones that here. I'm gonna show you ones on like a walk in different places because there's so many beautiful kinds of flowers blooming right now. So hopefully that was fun. I got home a couple hours ago, but I ate dinner and then I sat on the couch and I did some last minute posting and things for the readathon, and I am like zenned out and tired now. But I finished this today and it was absolutely everything. I loved it so much, but I will tell you about it tomorrow. I'm a little too sleepy to give it the full love that it deserves, so we'll share soon. I am going to physically read some tonight. I will let you know tomorrow again what I'm picking, but I'm using this for the Has a Garden reading challenge, so we're 1 down. And today I got a very special book in the mail. I very rarely order new books without having some kind of like special discount or sale, and I almost never order from the UK. But in this case, I made an exception because Sunrise on the Reaping was my favorite book of the year, and I didn't have a copy because I didn't love the editions that were out enough to pay full price when I knew they'd be like on Bookoutlet and like easy to find discounted later. However, I saw this UK edition on someone's Instagram and the naked book cover sold me. So I ordered this from blackwells.uk, which is a really good place to get like UK covers. There's one bummer about it that I'll show you in a second. So I think it's like 22 bucks, but the cover is slightly different. I really like it, but hopefully I'm correct. Yeah. In pages and the naked book. Oh my God. That is so cool. Have the bird on the other side. So cool. The only bummer is that this is the, what I call the adult size book and not the YA book, which is what the American ones are. This is just the jacket right now. So it is bigger and taller, which means it's not gonna match, but that's okay. That is currently my favorite book of the year, although today's is like right beneath it. If you don't know, this is a prequel to the Hunger Games. You do need to read the Hunger Games first, in my opinion, following Hey Mitch's Hunger Games. It was beautiful. I will link my March reading wrap up where I talk about how much I love this book because it was fabulous. And more exciting things. So a few days ago, I put out the siren call to some authors, published and indie, to see if they would want to donate a book for the Mermaid Marathon giveaway. Since it is the biggest readathon that we do, I put like a little extra effort in. And last year we had a bunch of fabulous indie authors donating books, so I thought I would kind of get ahead of it. And the call was heard loud and clear. So I have some now coming in. I will share them with you as they come in, but also I'm going to be doing like some sneak peeks of the giveaway, and I think I'm going to do like a book haul for the giveaway so that you guys can see all the books that are going to be in it. The readathon will be either at the end of June through early July or mid-July. I haven't fully solidified the dates. I do have a date in my readathon video, but I think I might change it. So we're going to see how things go. There's a lot going on. So this one is The Rise of Amphitrite by Savannah L. Zier. I believe this is a romantasy. I'm not sure how spicy it is. They did give me a heads up about the content for all of them so that whoever the winner is will have an idea of the books so they can choose whether they want like something really spicy or not. I'm assuming that this one is. We've got some like cool character art, some stickers and things of the characters, which is really fun. So first book is in the mail, going in the mermaid giveaway pile. I'm gonna go take a bath, crawl into bed, probably do some physical reading. Jeff's not home yet, but we might watch something when he gets back. And I will check in with you guys tomorrow. Good morning, happy Tuesday. All right, so it is 11 a.m. today. I did some work emails and some things that I had to get done, but I have gotten somewhat ahead of regular work and video / Instagram things. So we have some playtime for the next couple of weeks. There's still some things I need to do every day, but it's not quite as intense as normal. So I'll tell you about our today plans in a minute. Take it back. I have not decided which reading challenge I want to use for this first. I might wait until the end because we're going to try to hit all of them. There are 12, but I have a few graphic novels and some really short audios that I want to get in. So I feel like I can maybe do it. Maybe, fingers crossed. Usually my goal lately has been 10 and I have not hit that for the last 2 readathons, but I think I can do it this round because the books are a little shorter. All right, this was so good. It was the perfect book to start the readathon with. It was so different than I expected. So this is a middle grade Secret Garden retelling, and that's really all I knew. And we are in this world where everybody has magic, and it brings color to the world and to themselves. And then as you get older or as certain things happen to you, you can possibly lose your magic. You can turn into a gray person that loses most of their color or all of their color. And this usually happens as people kind of get older. I feel like it's a metaphor for kind of youth, but also just for like happiness and kind of like your outlook on the world. And so our main character loses her parents in the beginning of the book, which is something that happens in the Secret Garden. Without notice, goes from being this happy girl that paints in these beautiful vivid colors to being a gray person. And she's devastated and she is just low energy and she has a lot of grief and depression. And then she gets this mysterious invite to come and stay with her uncle that she didn't know about, located in this gray wasteland that is in between the living and the ever after. And there's all this stuff with like splintered magic where you can kind of desperately hold on to your magic and it causes you to be like kind of like this dark person. And then this follows the Secret Garden story so well. It has a lot of similar characters and themes in it, but it's totally its own unique thing with this world and like the loss of the color. We are dealing a lot with grief and loss of things in here, but it is done in such a beautiful, meaningful way. This book almost made me cry. It kind of just spoke to my soul because I went through this horrible breakup a couple years before I met Jeff, and I felt like her. I felt like I turned into this shell of myself. It was very much kind of like a death, because this person went from being like in my life every day. We weren't really together, but it was like a friendship kind of thing. It was a whole thing. And they went from being like in my life every day and in communication to being completely gone. And it felt like a grief, like a loss. And I felt like a shell of myself. I felt like my sparkliness was gone. I felt like I didn't have the ability to be as happy or even find like the light. And it very much makes you feel like you will never be that way again. And that's not necessarily true. We just have to find ways to heal and grow, connect with others, connect with the things that we love, give ourselves some space to heal, and let our grief and sorrows teach us things, because they bring on things that you never thought would happen. Without that situation, I would have never met Jeff, my husband, who is just the sweetest, most loving man ever. And so there is a lot to be learned and a lot to be gained from the sad parts of life as well. And it just goes into all of that. I'm gonna cry talking about it because I loved it so much. But I want you to know this is not like a heavy book, but it does talk about those topics because she has lost her parents and things like that. And it was just beautiful. I loved it so much. It was done in such a beautiful way. This doesn't have a ton of ratings on Goodreads, which surprised me because I feel like it came up a lot when I was like searching for things. Perfect for a retoldathon, and also not so scary-a-thon, because there are ghosts in here and it's set in the fall in the beginning. So you can pretty much read it for all the readathon. Yeah, I'm gonna be gushing about this one for a while. All right. Then I decided I'm going to physically read and do the audio Wicked Plants by Amy Stewart. This I've been meaning to read for a while because I read The Drunken Botanist from Amy a few years ago, which was a nonfiction book. She works for like National Geographic, and she talked about all the different plants that create booze and alcohol and how it came to be. And I don't even drink that much, but it was so fascinating. And she does it in such like a fun, engaging way. And the books are always so beautiful. So I'm physically reading it too, because there are beautiful images of all the plants. So this is all about poisonous plants and like different stories, like the weed that killed Lincoln's mother and other botanical atrocities. So, the sordid lives of plants behaving badly. Now, I listened to a fourth of this last night. I will tell you though, I don't know if this is what I'm going to binge read, because it very much goes like plant by plant and gives you why they're poisonous or like how they're poisonous. But it also goes into things like cashews and potatoes and corn, and other things can be poisonous if they're not like prepared correctly. And I don't want that to scare people, because it's not quite as scary as it seems. It does talk about the way that people get sick when they're poisoned this way, and so it can be quite morbid. So I don't know if I'm gonna binge listen to it, because I felt like it was kind of putting like a dark cloud over me. So I'm very interested in it, but maybe not one to like listen to like all the way through. So I'm just gonna do a little bit at a time, because it's super interesting, and I have not read a nonfiction in a while, and I'm always obsessed with all kinds of plants. It's just good to have knowledge of different things. All right, then I started The Wisteria Society of Lady Scoundrels. So I talked about this in my TBR. I actually started this one on a cruise like 2 or 3 years ago. I was doing the audio, and then we just got like really into our vacation. I just didn't read the rest of the vacation, but I was loving what I was listening to at the time, and I just for some reason never picked it back up. This is one of the reasons that we're doing the flower themed readathon, was because I wanted to read this one. So this one is in the Victorian era. We're following Cecilia Bassingthwaighte, and she is a Victorian lady and a thief. She is a member of the Wisteria Society crime sorority, and she flies around England drinking tea, blackmailing friends, and acquiring treasure by interesting means. She has a dark and traumatic past and an overbearing aunt, but all things considered, it's a pleasant existence until the men show up. Ned Lightbourne is a sometime assassin who is smitten with Cecilia from the moment they meet. Unfortunately, that happens to be while he's under direct orders to kill her. So we got a little romance in here. We have flying houses. We have assassination attempts while people are having tea, and it is just very silly, quirky, and fun, and fabulous. I'm loving it. I love Victorian era books, especially when they have like a weird twist like this. And her newer book looks like it's going to be really good for Hikeathon. This is part of a series, but I think each book follows different characters. I'm loving it so much. I only have like 3.5 hours left, so we're doing so good. Okay, so I had plans to go on like this cool hike with Ledge today with flowers to take you guys, but I'm actually gonna go and have lunch with my mom and my sister. We had this fabulous like spa weekend, and now we're feeling like unmotivated to work and do things. We just want to sit around and have fun again because we had such a good time. We went to this mineral hot springs and it was a blast. So we're gonna go have lunch. I think I'm gonna take you to a bookstore over there, maybe a Dollar Tree, and then a garden. There's a really cool garden center over there, so we'll go there, maybe get some plants, and that way we'll still have some flowery themed activities, and then I'll come home and take Ledge for a nice walk. So that is the plan for today. So let's get going. Good morning. It's 10 o'clock on Wednesday morning. I didn't get a chance to check in again last night. I went and had lunch with my mom and my sister. We went to Home Goods. I went to the garden center. I went to a bookstore, and overall I had a good time. I got a couple things I wanted to show you. So these I got at Marshall's. I got two of their little like bags that they sell. These are always like $1 right at the front register, but this has like little plant packets all over it, and I thought I'm gonna try and include this in the giveaway. I want to find a way to fold it in the box so it's not gonna like ruin it. We'll see, but if not, I also have these for, I have a lot of garden like friends as well, like gift baskets and stuff. Then I got this plant kneeler pad. So I actually have a couple of these, but this one is a few inches bigger, and I've been looking for a larger one because then you can like sit and kneel on it at the same time. Plus it has all these veggies. So I got this and figured it was perfect for the theme. I got a new bag. So look, it's like Secret Disney. It has peaches and flowers because Jeff and I have been going to the gym together twice a week, and I've been going to 24-hour fitness, and they have like a steam room and a hot tub and stuff. So you have to wear your swimsuit. So I have to bring my swimsuit, a change of clothes, and a towel. And so I normally just wear like a backpack where I have like my headphones and my book. But now I need like my swimsuit and my towel and my flip-flops. I was using my beach bag, but I wanted to keep that one designated because I wanted to keep everything like preloaded in this for when we go. So I got this nice big bag. It is so cool because it has like a little water bottle section with like a little cooler, and you can take this out and just like strap it to your body too. And then it's got a little bag to keep your swimsuit in, which is perfect. And another little side piece. And then it has this cute little pocket, which I originally thought was for the phone. I'll find a use. So that was cute. I also gardened a little bit when I got home, and I got down to 45 minutes left on Wisteria Society. I'm loving it. It's just the most fun. It's just so silly and quirky and adventurous. There's like action and romance, and it's just really like wacky. I don't know how else to describe it. It's not gonna be like a typical cozy read because there's like flying houses and people trying to assassinate each other and proper ladies, and I just love it. The vibes are immaculate. So I have about 45 minutes left. There has been a little bit more spice than I anticipated. Like there's not very much. There was just like one scene that I wasn't quite expecting with the tone of the book, but I'm still really enjoying it. We're gonna finish that today, and then I think we're gonna start The Honey Witch, which I have been saving for this readathon. My sweet friend mailed me her Fairy Loot edition with the bee honeycomb edges. It's just so freaking pretty. I need to take like a properly good photo of this, and I have a spot that I think I want to do it in. This is a cozy witchy fantasy following Marigold Claude. She has preferred the company of the spirits of the meadow to any of the suitors who tried to woo her. When her grandmother whisks her away to the family cottage of the tiny Isle of Innisfree, With an offer to train her as the next honey witch, she accepts immediately. But her newfound magic and independence come with a price. No one can fall in love with the honey witch. So it's like set on an island and she has different suitors and it's supposed to be like romantic and sweet and cozy. Yeah, I'm very excited to start it. This one is a longer one. It's a 13-hour audio. It's gonna take me a little bit longer to finish than the first two that we read. I did not physically read yesterday, but I absolutely have to today because I have an arc that I need to read. I almost never request arcs, but I have been requesting a few that I have been really excited about, and there was one that was perfect for the readathon, and I got it on NetGalley digitally. A lot of the reason I don't request arcs is because one, I'm not physically reading as much as I used to, and then two, I'm pretty bad about reading digitally. Like I prefer a physical book, but we're gonna make it work and we're gonna get it done. So I'll talk to you about that a little bit later. Ledge and I are gonna go on a walk that I wanted to do yesterday in this area where there's like these houses and a bunch of flowers everywhere. So I think I can take some photos and some videos. We may go to a library and we're just gonna get some sunshine and then come back and do some like regular housework and regular work and stuff like that. So that is the plan for right now. So let's go. Good morning, happy Thursday. So it is 8 a.m. on Thursday morning. I have to go and do some work today over at my parents' house, and I'm also gonna go and get some sunshine because it's gonna be like 83 at their house today, about 10 degrees warmer than it is at my house. And so I'm gonna go over there and do some work, and then we're gonna like chill by the pool and have some sunshine, hopefully read a little bit. Ledge and I had the most fabulous walk yesterday. We did about 3.5 miles, which we haven't done in a little bit, but we did like a full loop around that neighborhood flower trail. There were so many flowers and it was just such a pleasant, like lovely walk. I have been like taking pictures of flowers everywhere. Now yesterday was literally like a flower trail, but I've been doing it around my parents' property, and I did a couple other things. And it's so funny because when you like look back, it doesn't seem like there's that much, but if you like go and like actually look, you'll see a ton. And this is kind of like a good metaphor for life. Like sometimes we don't see all of our blessings until we're like really looking and counting on them and being grateful for them, even if it's little small things, and it can just really change your mindset. I feel like this readathon is like healing parts of my soul. This one was a 4-star read. It was fabulous. If you like a proper Victorian lady that can ward off pirate assassins all while having tea in a flying house, this is the book for you. It is wacky, it is silly, it is a tiny bit spicy. They had that one little spicy scene. It didn't really have much more towards the end. Plenty of plot and characters and goofiness and high tea and proper society and betrayal, and I thought it was great. I thought the romance was snarky and fun. I'll definitely be reading the rest of them. Very excited for her newer series. I think all of her books are considered standalones, like the ones in this series follow different characters, but they may reference things in this book. And then her new series, The Ornithologist's Field Guide to Love, looks really good. I would like to read that one and then read The Geographer's Map of Something for Hikeathon, because it looks perfect for Hikeathon. Then I am probably 65% into The Honey Witch. This is magical. This is witchy. This is beautiful. I love it. I think this one might beat the first book that I read. I'll go into more detail once I finish it, which will hopefully be today. I'm so thrilled. I'm so excited that I'm loving it so much. I'm loving the narrator. She is just so perfect for the book. The writing in this is so good, which I was not expecting for a debut. And the author's a little bit on the younger side. I've just been so impressed with how beautiful and lovely the writing of the book is. It is so magical, and it's making me want to like move and be a honey witch myself, like move to an island and take care of bees and plants. So I'm having the best time. I'm feeling kind of relaxed, and I'm just loving these books so much. It's bringing out my love for nature like even more. And now I'm going to be like pickier with the books that I start next, because this one's probably going to be a 5-star. I don't know. And all the books that I've read so far are 4 or 5 stars, and I want to like keep that going as long as I can. So there have been a couple books on my TBR, my like larger TBR, that I felt like I might not love, but I wanted to try them. But now I might put them off and pick ones that I'm more certain about, because this has just been such a lovely time, and I'm reading really fast. Like, I was expecting to have a lot more left of that one today. We're gonna get going. I am gonna stop at one little garden center along the way and show you guys that, so that we have something flowery for today. I'm gonna pick a physical book to read. I have an ebook that I'm reading, but I don't want to read it by the pool, so I'm not really sure what I'm going to start physically so that I can read outside, but we'll see. Happy Friday. It is 1 o'clock on Friday. I'm just now checking in. I didn't get a chance to check in last night. Had a really great day yesterday. It was like 85, so I got to hang out in the pool. I got my sister to go on like a little hike with me, which is very rare. I did some work. I picked some avocados, made dinner, and all that kind of stuff. All right, so I did read a couple things by the pool, which sometimes can't get accomplished because we're like chatty, but I got some things done. So I finally read The Tea Dragon Society by Katie O'Neill. I have the paperback, which is like very small. I feel like the hardback is like huge, but this is really cute. It's about these dragons that can grow tea on their heads and they need special care, and the society that takes care of them, and there's like this magical village. It was really, really cute. Something I really loved about it that I thought was a nice touch was at the end, it has the different kinds of dragons and how big they are and what their care notes are and what kind of tea they grow. Super, super adorable. There's other ones in this series that I'm going to check out. And then, since my physical read is in ARC and I didn't want to read it by the pool because of the sun and everything, I just picked up a paperback. I grabbed Wildwood Dancing by Juliet Marillier. I haven't read any of this author yet, but I've heard that she's amazing. This is an older book, but like a classic favorite. And this is a 12 Dancing Princess retelling set in like this magical forest at a Romanian castle that I think is going to have vampires in it as well. I mean, amazing. And I read 30 pages by the pool. I don't think I'll finish this one by the time we're done with the readathon because I'm going to work on my art, but I will finish this spring. So you'll hear about that at some point. I don't know if I told you yet, but I started my Shea Earnshaw arc that I rarely ever request arcs, but I read this one, I think Tuesday night. I got to like 40 pages. I didn't read anything last night. I really need to. I'm really enjoying it so far. It's got a contemporary setting with magical elements. So this family, their grandfather was like a tulip farmer in Holland, and he took these like magical tulip bulbs and brought them to America and planted them with plans to sell them and everything, but he didn't know that this put like a kind of spell curse on his family, where during tulip season especially, everyone falls in love with the next generation, like uncontrollable love. And so we have a brother and a sister, and the brother uses this to his full advantage to get all of the people into him that he wants and also get stuff for free and like party and be popular, and his sister tries to avoid having anything to do with it and like avoids everybody that seems like they might like her and all this stuff. And then there's a boy that shows up that doesn't really seem interested in her, and so that's interesting. So I'm really liking it so far. Then I finished The Honey Witch last night. You guys, 5 stars, new favorite read of the year. I loved this so much. The narrator was incredible. I thought the writing was fabulous and beautiful and enchanting and whimsical. I liked the friendships. I liked the romance. There was even some intensity / like a little magical battle at the end. So it wasn't just cozy, like there were other elements to it. It had like a full plot. It does have a little bit more of a slower vibe, but not in a bad way because it's just luxurious. There's a curse in here and you learn about what happens with that, and it was just really beautiful. I really loved it, and I'm so excited because I was kind of nervous about it. I did make the mistake of going on Goodreads and reading some of the reviews because this has like 3.5 stars on Goodreads, which I feel like is not low, but I felt like it was lower than it should be for how fabulous it is. And this has so many 2 stars, and I don't think I'm gonna read reviews of my favorite books anymore because I don't want to say it soured it for me, but it just took away some of my joy, and I shouldn't let other people's opinions affect me. A lot of people said they thought the writing was horrible or that our main character was super unlikable. I will say she was kind of annoying in the beginning because she was kind of against anyone that like wanted to fall in love and start a family, and she would kind of look down on them and think those types of girls were like silly. But there was for a reason. She had to like grow and learn things for herself, which I feel like happens to a lot of us. I kind of thought that I was like a cool girl with a couple of my boyfriends because I enjoyed hanging out with them, but I would go like a couple days without seeing them and I would just be like, yeah, I'm like really independent. And it turns out I just didn't really like them that much because once I met my husband, I was like, oh, okay, this is like true love. And not that you can't be independent, but I just enjoyed being with him all the time and everything's more fun with him around. And I didn't really feel that way before. So I kind of related to her in that way. Yeah, I heard people say they didn't like the writing and I just thought it was so beautiful. I do think the narrator really helped because she was such a good narrator and she just fit the story so well. And this is a debut novel and I just thought it was so good, especially for a debut. So yeah, I don't know. Take that with a grain of salt. I feel like if you like Emily Wilde, Veronica Speedwell, spell shop, stuff like that. You're gonna love this, but it definitely has its own tone and it's not just cozy. There is a little bit of darkness at the end. It doesn't end dark, but there is like some darker things that happen, almost a little gothic. I thought it was great. So I'm trying not to be sad about the reviews, because doesn't it just hurt your feelings when people are mean about a book that you really loved? So for today, I'm a little bit slow going, but we are gonna go and garden outside because it's gonna be another nice warm day, and I would like to get kind of ahead of that. So I'm gonna garden for like an hour or two. I have not picked my next audio. I have like 3 or 4 in mind that I'm gonna listen to and see how the narrator is and how the vibes are. Now that I have read 3 books that are 4 stars and up, I kind of want to keep that streak going as long as I can. There are a couple books that I have on my list that I feel like I might not love, but I'm not sure. So we're gonna put those off and try and stick with the ones that I feel I'm gonna really connect with, because I'm just having like the best witchy, naturey vibes and feelings, and I'm feeling like kind of calm, which is rare. I'll let you guys know what I picked. I'll take you outside and show you some things I'm doing in the garden. And yeah, that is it for now. So we're gonna get started. Okay, things are kind of wild, but I'm kind of loving it just because the nasturtiums are taking over. These beds, I'm going to plant other stuff, but I'm going to let them die out because it's getting kind of hot. This plant is starting to get some aphids on it, so it's going to need to come out eventually, but we're going to just enjoy the blooms. Ledge loves it. What are you doing? All right, I got some cucumbers yesterday at the plant store. Normally I would say only grow these from seed because they come up so quickly, but I'm feeling kind of lazy. Got this really pretty dahlia. This is my table of things that need planted. So I have lettuce, we've got a fuchsia, tomatoes and marigolds, daisies, all kinds of stuff. Some of this needs to go in hanging baskets. So we are gonna work on some hanging baskets first. First basket. Then over here, Jeff made me 3 new garden beds to plant tomatoes in. So this is my ground cherry. I planted some bulbs in here for summer. I did this a few days ago. 4 varieties of tomatoes, marigolds, and some garlic. I need to fill this one. I skipped it. And then I did this one with lettuce, tomatoes, marigolds, and there's onions too. So almost done with this section, but we're gonna quit for today. Good morning, happy Saturday. I got some nice gardening done yesterday. I did decide to listen to a couple podcasts because I just was like in the mood for them. So I didn't do a ton of reading or audiobooking, but I am now an hour and a half into The Rose Bargain and I am loving it. So I think I'm continuing my streak. I finally got my hold in for this. I was waiting for it for a while. This one's set in 1848. I think around the same time as Honey Witch. Has all of the like Bridgerton selection bachelor vibes. So we have like the season where the girls go and try to get their matches and their husbands, and they are presented to the queen. But in this world, the queen is a fae queen. She's been alive for 400 years and she presents them with a bargain. So they would give up like the tip of a pinky or their favorite memories or something like that, and she would in exchange give them something to help them on their season. But this season she is offering the hand of her son, but the bargain to be in the competition to compete for the son is a brutal one. So it is really good. Our main character's sister did a bargain that she can't remember with the queen, and all she knows is that she told her that that it wasn't worth it. So she is learning kind of how brutal the situation in the world is. No one has really been to this other like fairy realm. It's great because it has all of those like Bridgerton kind of old-timey classic feels, but with the fantasy elements. So I'm really excited. My friend said she really loved it. I've been really pumped for this. This is one that I was very pumped to do the readathon for. So I'm going to try to finish this weekend. It is a little bit of a longer audio. And then today we're going to go to this bee themed restaurant slash cafe, and everything is supposed to be like honeycombs and bees, and it looks perfect. I'm going to bring some books to take pictures of. We're going to go to a garden conservation center and maybe a couple other places. We're having like a little fun Saturday. I'm going to bring my ebook with me and my Wicked Plants books and hopefully get a little bit of that done because it's about a 45-minute to an hour drive. And then we'll come home and just kind of chill and hang out so I can get some reading done then too. So I also got another ARC in the mail. So I got The Amalfi Curse by Sarah Penner. I was actually hoping to read Sarah Penner's Lost Apothecary for this readathon. Not sure if I'm going to get to it. I'm kind of on the fence about it at this moment. It does look good. This one looks incredible though. It's like diving and there's like treasure hunting and caves and island goodness. I believe this one is YA, but I'm not sure. We're following a nautical archaeologist. What Sarah did, because she didn't have any finished copies of this one yet, she sent me this one for the Mermaid Marathon giveaway. That's just like a nice little exchange I wanted to do because this was on like my most anticipated, but I'm really pumped for it. First of all, an amazing cover. Very pumped. We're doing so much fun things for summer coming up. That is the reading and activity plans for today, so I'm going to take you guys with me and we're going to get going. It is actually Tuesday. I did not get a chance to check in with you on Sunday, but we had a really fun weekend overall. Jeff and I had so much fun at the Honeybees restaurant and the water conservation garden on Saturday. On Sunday, we went and had some breakfast and we had a little midday gym date. We're trying to go to the gym twice a week right now together, which is really fun. Then I had to come home and like rush to get ready for my sister's play, which was like around 5 o'clock. So I just didn't have a chance to check in, but we had an amazing week 1 of a randomathon. I almost completed this on Sunday, but I have completed it now. So just stay tuned for week 2 of randomathon because I have thoughts and feelings about this that I am so excited to share with you. And we're going to talk more about the reading challenges. We've got some more fun activities and stuff like that. So stay tuned for that second vlog, which will hopefully be up here soon. Hit me up with a flower emoji if you made it all the way to the end, and I will see you guys next time on The Bright Side.